I uploaded today a reading vlog of literally all of the past month's reading, and then I'm starting today with whatever reading I get done between today, the 27th, and the end of the month on the 31st. So I have my stack of books here, the books that I need to finish and the books I'm currently working on reading. I also printed today all my Bookoplathon items that I need to look over. I need to obviously recolor these because I don't have a color printer. So all the pretty colors that she designed it with is basically ruined because I can't print the pretty board. So I have to color that. I'm going to read through all the stuff that she wrote in the guide. Becca and the books. Bookoplathon. So I am excited about that. What I'm going to do is pretty much do my regular TBR game, and then I will be rolling as I go. If you saw her video, you know that means like you'll roll once, read that book, and then roll again once you finish it. That way I'm not overwhelming myself and I can play as many times as I want. Okay, so here's the stack. I do not have a ton left in To Honor a Teacher. I think just like a chapter or two. I have all of this left to read except for the first chapter. I have about 400 pages, well, like 350 I want to read in here. I need to read all of this, as well as all of this. I'm continuing on with Rewriting a Broken Story, so I just need to read a section in that. And I need to read all of this by Sunday for our book club on Facebook. And not really book club, but like the Alumni Association. Anyway, and then I need to read today's entry of this. So that's what I'm gonna get started on. And I think what I'm going to do for the first reading sprint session is do my devotional reading and see if I can't finish up To Honor a Teacher. And then if I finish that in the first sprint, then I will read the next part of Sacred Marriage. But before I do that, I am going to read through this guide and try to do some coloring, or what I might do is read through the guide and color this while I listen to like the talking parts of the reading sprints. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I just finally finished To Honor a Teacher. I'm kind of torn about my rating because I don't think it's quite just a 3, but I almost feel like a 4 is too high. There certainly were portions of this that I enjoyed more than others because it is a collection of different people's writing and their tributes about their favorite teachers or most influential teachers. I feel like a 3.5, 3.75 would be more fair, but I have to figure out what I'm going to rate it for the purpose of my September TBR game, so I gotta think about that. But overall, it was good. I wasn't too... I think it would be more fair to say it's a 3 than a 4. I think I had said earlier that I was reading along with reading sprints. Well, I couldn't do that because we didn't have internet for a couple hours today. So what I did was I printed out the Bookoplathon game board and colored it and made it look cute and did all my cards and everything until I realized that I think this is the one from last year and it's not this year's board at all. So I'm debating whether I should remake this year's board, or remake the board but actually use this year's, or if I'm just going to use this, which is what I'm leaning towards doing, because I've never done Bookoplathon anyway, so it's not like I've used this board before. So that's how my afternoon and evening has been going. I think the next book I want to read from is Sacred Marriage. I've only read the one chapter from my First Impressions vlog, so I need to get a little bit more into this one and see what I think of it. My other options are I've Walked with the Living God, I Am Malala, The Brothers Karamazov, or Your Story Counts. I think it would be best to go with this one first and see what I think of it. So there's that. And I stacked up my Bible and devotionals and then all my TBR books in order of length, except for I need to add Heidi because for my Ask a Random Person pick, I did a Facebook poll on the Sandra Pages Facebook, one of the groups that I'm part of. I just did a poll and they picked Heidi, so I need to add that to this stack. Okay, so here is the updated stack. So I'll try to finish this one first and then go down the line, but first I'll read these and then read along with some reading sprints in my reading sprint playlist that is always available and always having new reading sprints added to it. Okay, so I'm about halfway done with, you can't tell, but halfway done with Your Story Count. I'm liking it so far. It has some really cool stories in it. It is not what I thought it was going to be. It's actually like a training book for how to like witness and share your testimony and like share the love of Jesus and that kind of thing, which is great. I was kind of hoping it was going to be more like encouraging, like your story matters, like no matter what you're going through, like it'll, you know, be used for good and that kind of thing, which is true. It's kind of talking about that, but it really is more like a textbook, training book kind of thing. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it pretty quickly. The reading sprint that I was reading along with had like very short sprints, and it was mostly the people hosting talking, which was interesting, and I liked watching the video. But I've not gotten a ton of reading done, like maybe like an hour today so far. Hopefully I'll be able to get that done pretty quickly once I get into some other reading sprints and then get on with the other book. Good morning, guys. It is the last day of August, so I have today to try to finish 5 books. I almost finished one book last night, but I just got too tired and decided to watch Whitney Port and her husband's commentary on the, I think it was the last episode of The Hills with Lauren. So that was my choice for last night. Today I'm going to finish the book that I was working on last night, which is I Have Walked with the Living God. And then I think what I'm going to do instead of reading shortest to longest is skip over and try to finish Heidi, because that's a reread and it's a kid's book and hopefully it'll go a little quicker. I might even listen to an audiobook if I can find it and then just like try to make that happen. And then I haven't decided if I'll then go back to Sacred Marriage, if I'll go ahead and finish I Am Malala, because I've been reading that, or been supposed to read that for so long, since the beginning of the year. I want to get as many of these done today as I can, because tomorrow is September and it starts Bookathon. I'm thinking about maybe even doing the magical readathon, plus my own TBR game. And it's going to be a wild month. And I realized, and I think I shared this with you, that my Bookathon board that I printed out, colored in because we don't have a color printer, made all the cards for it, did all the work, it's the one from last year. 100%. It's not this year's board, but I'm just gonna go with it because I don't feel like coloring in another board right now. And maybe I'll change that later on in the month because I'm doing roll as you go. But to start off, we're using last year's board, and it's fine because I didn't play last year, so it's new to me anyway. So there's that fun. I'm gonna get into reading.